no. Big mess on the restart. Jason Keller and Kyle Busch, the 4th and 5th place cars.
Easy, guys, easy.
There is a black flag being shown to Kyle Busch for aggressive driving.
22 on the left.
Well, you know, on board with Jason Keller, the engine never changed pitches. He didn't go.
This is what happened when Kyle got out of his car. They parked all the Busch Series cars on the pit road, and the crews and the drivers were all in close proximity, and it got tense. And there's Kyle exiting his car and being chased.
And really and truly, that's probably the best thing he could do.
Well, and obviously not festivities in a victory sense for Kyle Busch, but Kyle, how do you feel about the way you were penalized for what happened out there? Not a word from him, keeping his mouth shut right now, guys. He'll think about it, I'm sure, and have a word for us at some point.
Well, I really did. Miller High Life Ford was really running good, and trying to save fuel. I'm not a real good field racer, but saving fuel, and I hadn't gone yet. I mean, one of his guys said I brake checked, or somebody brake checked it front, but that's totally wrong because I hadn't even gone. When I went, my rear tires were off the ground spinning, so it's unfortunate, but you know, I can cry about it, or I can go to Pikes Peak and try to win the race, and that's what we're going to do.
And you tried to get a word from Kyle.
Well, I will get a word from him and talk to him and tell him what I think, but out here on pit road is not the place to do it.
Going down into turn 1, Kyle Busch tries to get underneath Hornaday, but I don't think he was far enough up there.
Oh, I see the contact there.
For Hornaday to give it to him. And then Hornaday was just busy saving the race car, and Kyle Busch ran into him.
And Truex somehow misses the wreck, gets by.
On the left down onto the apron.
But looked like heavy damage to the 60 car. Once again, the straightaway, we see Kyle Busch. He's got to run, but as Wallace said, he's not far enough along to go ahead and take the corner. He goes in and makes contact with Hornaday, gets him sideways, but now he thinks Hornaday has it safe. He gets back on the gas and plows right in the back of Hornaday. Well, you know, I mean, brake checking coming on at a caution flag at 45 miles per hour is one thing, but at this speed, yeah, that's not a very safe thing, not a very safe move, if that's what he did. And again, Biffle is saying he did. It looks like he could have.
One thing about this place is if it was anywhere else, I'd say maybe he did, but this place is so slippery, and you're always trying to save the race car. You don't know if Hornaday was still trying to save the car or what. It's a tough call.
Oh, there they go. Win again. Oh, there they go. Hard. I told you, he can't do that. Didn't make it that time. Caution is out. Here comes another car spinning. Danny LaJoy, 34. And that's all because he locked it down.
Spin and save, though, for LaJoy, as this wreck is still going on.
I'm not sure. I think it's going on purpose. Still going on purpose. I think one of them's throttle's hung. I'm not sure which one.
I would have guessed the 21.
I don't think it's unhung yet. Yep. They're both stuck because, remember, it's been raining here for 2 days and 2 nights.
I had a really awesome shot back Lowe Chevrolet today, and it was going to win the race, but Kevin Harvick wanted to end the day short on us. You know, I got underneath him 2 or 3 times, and he ran me low, real low, coming off turn 4 especially twice, and took all the air off my spoiler, and I got loose and was trying to chase it up the racetrack and squeezed him in the fence, and then he wanted to commit murder on me and drive me down into turn 1 wide open all the way along the side of my car. So I think NASCAR's a little upset with me because I drove it back along the front straightaway the wrong way, and you know, that's just because I didn't want to cause a big fight down there with Kevin Harvick. Yeah, I don't even need to look at it. I mean, basically what happened was, yeah, you got a lot of these guys got a lot faster race cars than they do talents, and you know, we got stuck together there and riding down the racetrack. And I'm trying to get back going straight, but you know, we just kind of hung up there. I was hoping to kind of brush them out of the way, but you know, it's just unfortunate for this Reese's Chevrolet. A lot of fast race cars on the track with a few drivers that just have their head up their rear end and don't know how to race side by side. They think you just got to run over somebody.
And a big goal for you and this team was the Car Owners Championship, and you're going to take a hit today in that goal.
That doesn't matter. I mean, the main thing is we had a fast car. We come to these Busch races to try to win the race, and you know, it's just unfortunate we had a fast car, and there for 3 or 4 laps. We had to get the tires up to pressure and do what we had to do to fend them off. But just unfortunate you got morons out there to have to run over people.
He can get out lap back. Oh, a spin on the racetrack.
Kasey Kahne looks like he got turned.
Caution is out.
Oh my goodness, a lot of damage.
Was 13th last time by.
And it will not roll, I don't think.
Let's go ahead and finish it off.
Look at that. The right rear tire isn't even touching the ground.
That is a bent race car. There he is on the bottom. Looks like Kyle Busch is going to slide up into him. And that's exactly what happened.
Around, watch this, under the caution. 9 is trying to repay it.
Marty? Well, incident number 1, what happened, Kasey?
We just got taken out. It's there's times when things happen and you end up crashing because of other cars, but right there we just got taken out, and it's too bad for all the Dodge dealers and McDonald's, Stanley, Siemens, everybody that supports this team, just trying to get top 10s.
Was this incident number 2 payback?
Yeah, I mean when you just wipe somebody out, I don't care what happens. Dale Jarrett, when he got back at Newman, I think that's the way you got to do it. If people are going to run you over for no reason and think they're going to get away with it, then you just go out there and ruin their day too.
Watch Kasey Kahne.
22 just wiggles a little bit.
Gets into the 5, turns him to the outside wall. You see back there Jimmy Johnson, the 48 car, just almost locking it down, coming to a stop.
Quite a bit of damage to the back of that 42 car.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's upset, but the picture showed Kasey Mears just got loose.
Kasey was not trying to hit him.
No.
No, just what took place there. But, first off, I just want to thank all my guys back at the shop. I mean, they worked so hard to put these things together. We tear them up just like that. I mean, there's not much I could have done different. Kasey just lost it out of turn 4. And I was trying to turn down, but I didn't want to spin myself out in the process. And he collected me and spun us backwards into the front straightaway fence. And, just very frustrating moment for myself. We had such a great race car that I felt like could have won the race, if not at least finished in the top 5. I mean, we were really clicking right there at the end of my race. So, all in all, I just wish it would have been a little bit better outcome.
He's going to take second spot away from Burton. Here comes his brother Kyle to the inside.
And almost wrecked him.
I told you.
There he goes.
I told you.
Oh, my gosh.
Checkers are wreckers.
That boy's got a lot of talent. If only he can harness it on a weekly basis.
How'd you like to be the referee in that family?
Yeah, I was waiting for the day, and we got together. I was making a clean move on the 31, and then I got a car on my inside when I'm on the bottom lane. And so I was waiting for the day when we got together. We did, and we were racing for $1 million. The tough part is I wrecked real close to the end at the Daytona 500, and there was a lot of money up for line, and a guy named Harvick won the race. A guy named Harvick's leading right now. So that was a bummer to have my little brother pull that move on me, and maybe I should have given an inch instead of taking an inch from him. But hey, that's what the All-Star race is all about. I just hate I got a wrecked race car, and so does he.
You will talk to him.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk to each other. It's just tough to have this scenario happen out on the track, but inevitably it was going to happen. So we'll see what he has to say about it, and we'll see what we can do to discuss it. But right now, I'm not eating any Kellogg's anytime soon.
Did he have some contact from behind?
Oh, looks like Junior really got into the back of him hard.
This is the difference between this car and the car tomorrow. The car tomorrow, the bumpers lined up perfect, and it looks like Junior just gave him just a little tap coming down the straightaway to kind of help pick his speed up, and it lifted the back of his car up, and he just flat lost control.
I just gave him a lane to try to let him go on the outside because I knew he was going to have a run off the corner, and I got run in the back of and spun out down the back straightaway for absolutely no reason, and it was, a pretty stupid move on his part, and obviously I'm sure these guys that he's going to be working with next year don't really appreciate this because they've got a championship they can win this year and he doesn't. So, I don't know what he was thinking really or what the problem was, but just is very, very unfortunate for all these Kellogg's CarQuest boys and the guys do such a great job. We had an awesome car. I thought it was going to be a car that was going to be a top 3 definitely. Well, that's all my fault.
was running the top, and he was going by me, and I was letting him go, or really wasn't racing him hard. And I thought he's going to run the inside down off of 2 and run the middle of the back straightaway there for a second. So I stayed in the gas. He's going to run up back by him. And he moved up, and I had time to get out of it, but I just couldn't get it done. But so it was all my fault. I was screaming as he was down on an apron trying to gather it up. I was hollering for him to save it, but looks like he got fishtailing and spun it out. So I think the first thing Tony Jr. has to do when he goes over there to work in a couple weeks is tear that car apart, and that's too bad. But you know, anything those guys need. That's the last guy I want to run into. Last team I want to have to put out. Those guys are trying to make the chase, and I know how hard it is to try to win these championships.
5th lap to practice, and they're already pushing and shoving here at Martinsville.
Checking up here, checking up. Clear. Kyle Busch today, holy crap. Clear by 5, just normal.
Wasn't like I pulled out in front of him. Wasn't like I held him up lap after lap. You know, it was the first corner he got there, and it just shows impatience and immaturity on his part of driving, and shows his aggressiveness, which, you know, we all have that.
Does the 5-spotter think his driver's just an idiot? He's his agent, too, so he's, you know, he's getting, he eats a little bit from both sides of the bread, so he hangs in there a little bit.
Looks like the 6 car maybe got into the back of Martin Truex.
Kyle Busch involved in that incident a moment ago. Had a really good race car. Climbed out of the car and headed out of the building, down the ramp and outside.
He's pretty sure they're not going to be able to get that car fixed, at least not quickly.
Yeah, the 60 was real loose. I was trying to be nice. You know, it was like 10 laps in, so. You going to quit being nice? I know who I can quit being nice to, but it ain't the 60. You know, he didn't do nothing wrong. He was loose. The track was real slick, you know. Green, loose. I was loose too, but not as bad as the 60. And I just got checked up. About got into the 60, and I had to check up. And, you know, after that, I'm not really sure what happened.
Hey, Kyle Busch, upon further review, how did he lose the lead on that last pit stop?
Yeah, these guys were just trying to get some tape on that brake duct for you there. That's why he was holding the jack, but we'll be okay. I'll get you back out front on the next one. Yeah, 10-4. Waiting on tape. I'm not waiting on tape. You drop that jack. If I run you over, get out of the way. We don't wait on tape. You can't get it. You can't get it.
Driver expressing his views rather clearly after that last set of pit stops.
He would rather win this than any other race on tour. And oh, look at the contact. Kyle Busch gets bumped by the 66, and here he comes. And here's what happened. He looks in. Typical Friday night. Oh, Steven grabs the helmet. I think 2 guys will be going to the trailer, and you may have to get your wallet out, Dad. There may be a fine. I'm staying out of this one.
Well, I mean, we had a struggling night all night. You know, we had to battle there at the end of the race. And Steven, I guess, got a better run off of turn 2, and instead of, you know, turning low to pass me, you know, he just hit me in the back end there and drove into turn 3, and he knew I was going to hit him, so he moved up the racetrack out of my way, and we got through there luckily, and we were able to come home 3rd or whatever we were. I don't even know. But, you know, when you bump somebody on the straightaway, if you want to play boys' games like that, you know, then it's every man for himself. And I don't care. I'll wreck as many cars as I need to. So, to me, I'm not going for points. If he's going for points, it's going to hurt him a lot worse than it's going to hurt me.
You jumped out of your car and you went back and had words with him. What did you say?
I basically told him that you mess with the bull, you're going to get the horns, and then he wanted to grab my helmet, which is, you know, pretty childish again. But, you know, we'll see what happens here in the future, and if he wants to play those games, he's going to get hurt.
That's just Richmond, man. Here on a 3/4-mile racetrack, you're racing as hard as you can. You know, it's just a green-white checkered. I mean, what can you do, you know? But besides that, you know, our Nick Chevrolet, 8 years Monte Carlo, you know, ran really good. I got to thank John Bean and Susan Bean. You know, we finally pulled this top 5 off for him, and it was just a good run for us. You know, we worked real hard over the off-season, and you know, we've had a lot of fast race cars just have anything to show. You know, ran 10th in Mexico and 5th here, so we're finally building some momentum that we can carry there at Darlington. So just got to thank everybody at H-Race, you know, RWI, and I think Harold Holly and all those guys have changed my life and my whole race team around.
He leaned in the window after you guys came down pit road. What did he say to you?
I don't know what he was saying, but if I jerked him by the helmet and just rattled his cage a little bit, to know him, just to tell him that I wasn't happy with it. You know, he's just a little girl about it. You know, I don't know. I just think it's pretty bad. You know, when they call drivers introductions, everybody in the grandstands boos. You know, it's always for a reason. It's sore loser. But anyway, good day for H.R. Holmes and John Bean.
I tell you, that 18 is going to get under him right here. Free to go. Here he goes. Junior goes up the hill.
Let's see if he can get a bite on the bottom of the racetrack. They'll be side by side down the back straightaway.
Ooh, man, that was tight off turn 2. He's got him. I believe he's got him this time. Oh, he turned him.
No.
Oh, he turned him. No.
It was just a bummer deal. You know, we were both racing hard there, and you know, Denny Hamlin first off had the class of the field today. You know, his car was awesome. That FedEx Joe Gibbs Toyota was great, but you know, Junior and I just racing hard there and getting into turn 3. You know, from the front end replay, it looked like he come down a little bit, but you know, it's just a part of racing. I mean, I probably could have moved down a little bit lower getting into the corner. He probably could have moved up higher. I mean, it's just a product of good hard race, and I apologize to those guys. You know, it's tough that they had a great race car tonight, and they probably could have finished, if not winning the race, probably second. But you know, for us and to go on the way that we have so far since all this has gone on has nothing to do with any of that stuff. So you know, to me, Rick Pigeon coming on down here was a friend of mine and has always been a great friend of Dale Jr. That was a little uncalled for, and it's not all about him all the time, so he'll know what I mean by that.
Whether it's fair or not, he's going to need some security from all of us. But you know, I haven't seen the replay. Tony Jr. said he looked like Kyle got loose underneath me, and that happens. I was trying to, I wasn't good on the bottom, so I moved up to the top to run as good as I could up there, and he'd been running the bottom, so I figured we'd race it out. And he got a great run around 1 and 2 and nearly caught by me, but he gave me room on the outside off of 2, so I wouldn't say that was intentional going into 3, because if he wanted to, he could have just run me in the fence off 2. But we'd been racing each other earlier and had no problem, so I think I've done that before if it's what happened, if he got loose underneath me. But you know, the worst part about it is just I've been priding myself on running good all year, and I was in position for a win, and I ran hard and got wrecked. And I had a top 3 car, should finish in the top 3. So I was going for the win. Just ended up on the hook today, so just disappointed.
Oh, here he goes.
See the back end of the 18 kick out.
Okay,
just a
he got
little bit.
into
He got
it
into
right
him, moved him out of the way. Took out the lead.
Here comes Kyle back at him again. He's going to get to him.
Yeah, gave him a little shove.
Ah, the bump and run, the Bristol move.
There comes Denny Hamlin right there too.
Denny Hamlin said, my turn to play. I got a bumper too. Now here's the post race.
They're still.
No, he hit me getting into turn 1, which got me a little bit loose, chattered the rear tires, but you know, whatever. That's you know, Carl's going to say he's sorry he didn't want to race that way, because he always does, you know, Mr. Ed likes. So we'll take it, we'll go on, and you know, we'll race him that way in a chase if that's the way he wants to race. Yeah, I just that's one of those deals where I couldn't get by him, and I couldn't get by him, and I just had to ask myself, would he do that to me? And he has before, so that's the way it goes. And just really proud of my guys off of Steepo. Got to thank the fans, Ford Motor Company, Aflac. Man, that's exciting. They keep talking about rivalries. We might have one now.
You two were very close, but not fast enough to get him on the short runs. That last adjustment, do you think your car got that much better, or did his get a little slower?
Well, I kind of just ran into him, you know? That's what happened. It's too bad we tore up the car a little bit after the race, but I guess he wasn't happy about it. I can understand, but just in the back of my mind, all I could think about was Richmond at a nationwide race when he was trying to get through the field and he pile drove me, and you know, I mean, it's just the way it is, just racing. I got a lot of respect for the guy, and he was real fast, but we can't give up points when they're right there for us to take.
There's the 88 behind the 18 this time, entering 1.
Well, you see Dale Jr. He hit the brakes real hard, locked the left front up. Looked like he tried to stay off of Kyle in that particular instance.
Yeah, and you had the 18 coming down to make his entrance into the corner. I'm not sure that he really thought Junior was up that far.
I know that looked like a payback, but it looked like just hard racing to me.
Well, there's certainly going to be different opinions. One inside, stay low, keep digging there.
Here comes Kyle Busch. He's sticking the nose down. Around goes to 23. Around goes to 51.
Well, I got a good run off of 2 and thought I could make a hole there in 3, and got in there, got a little bit of wheel hop, got into him. Hated that we both spun out there. I was probably going to make it through there, but then I got hit from behind, so I got spun out too, so I've got a reason to be upset.
You've got to make it. Corner, 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 outside.
Oh, wait a minute, that's me. That was pretty interesting. You saw the 2 car really take off high, and actually Montoya, the 42.
Did he do that to you?
He was down underneath.
No, I did it to myself, asshole.
Yeah, one thing you can do when you drive.
Well, that's not cool.
This racetrack is down on it for 170 laps.
See that hand? Shoving to the bottom.
See that hand? He just wanted to touch him, man. Just wanted to touch him.
Can't get him to the high side. Here he comes.
There he turns him. He turns him.
Busch in the wall. Here comes Stewart to the checkered flag. And another car gets in the backside. It's Kasey Kahne. And they're scattering everywhere as they come to the line.
Some of these guys hit hard, man.
And one of them was Kyle Busch.
They're still hitting hard. Man, that's an ugly finish. But incredible. Incredible.
But that was 100% mirror driving, and that's what you have. That's what Kyle Busch had to do.
That's what Kyle Busch had to mirror drive. Tony Stewart had to put the car there and stick the car where we saw this same thing at Talladega when with the 09 car with Keselowski. He stuck his car in there, he drove it, he put it where it needed to be, and that's the way it was.
Look at the damage to his race car as Kyle Busch crawls out and walks back down the racetrack.
If the second place driver dumps, quote unquote, the leader, then black flags. He doesn't get the win. You know, if he's on him from behind and moves him out of the way and there's no wreck, then fine. You know, he can win the race. But if you're up alongside a guy and you dump him, then I'd say black flag him and give the win to the third place guy.
He's just going to have to drive it till it blows up, and that's about it because he can't pull in now. Fix an overheating issue.
There you go. Whoa, really comes loose and holds the lead.
And there, look at Keselowski. He's got that momentum on the bottom side.
This is the spot he'd be looking for here to be 3 wide. Look at Vickers get down. Well, check out Keselowski, guys. Coming to the high side. He's going to have this high side. White flag right here.
White flag.
Keselowski's right where he needs to be.
We're 3 wide into turn 1. Holy cow. Vickers can't hold on right there. Look at Keselowski's going to have the advantage off of turn 2.
It's all about momentum, and 32 can't hold on to it right now. It's just too loose.
No, he did. He did kind of make a little move here. Contact there.
Yep, that's what you said. Come on, let's see if they're going to fight. I want to see this.
A little discussion. A few little words here. He's like, hey, dude, one of us is going to win. Well, we thought Toyota might have a chance to get their first victory here at Michigan, but didn't happen. They'll have to wait.
It was looking that way, though. I mean, they had a great run, but this guy right here, he won Iowa. He's won here at Michigan. Oh, here we go. Nothing wrong with controversy.
Well, you need to get the helmets off. I don't know, that might be a smart move on Vickers' part.
Yeah, if you're going to punch you better leave the helmet on, Andy.
I saw somebody grab was it Kyle Busch by the helmet?
Yeah, I remember that.
I think I'd rather have it off.
He hung up my right rear quarter panel all the way down the front straightaway and gave the win to the 88 car. He slowed us down so much. He had no idea the 88 car was coming. And the 88 just drove right by both of us on the outside because Brian Vickers was trying to slow both of us down. Just stupid. If he would have ran his own line up at the top of the track and I would have ran my own line down at the bottom of the track, it could have been a battle between us two. But unfortunately, you race with idiots, and you know, I guess you'll have that sometimes. But the NOS Energy Drink Camry was good today, just not good enough. And yeah, I felt like we had a good handling race car on the long runs, but unfortunately, there we didn't have long runs at the end of the race. So I'm sure I'm complaining and I'm whining and I'm a crybaby, but that's uncalled for. I mean, it's just stupid. I would have ran my own line instead of giving it to the third place car in order to battle it out between the top two who deserved the win and deserved to battle the race out at the end. He didn't deserve to win.
Oh, man, I tell you, I am so sorry. I forgot it was the Kyle Busch show. I thought we
were racing for a win. I don't, you know, I'm really sorry for the Dollar General guys. We had a great car. We were too loose on the start of the run. He was better. I thought it was my job to hold him off. Apparently not. He came over to the car after we came in and knocked our fender in, which was unnecessary, and then started crying like a little baby. And I asked him if he'd just give me a minute to get out. We could talk about it like men. If he wanted to fight, that's fine with me. And as soon as I got out, he ran off. And you know, it's a shame that it went down like that. I mean, we were racing hard. I thought it was a good race. You know, congratulations to 88. He snuck around both of us. I didn't see him coming. I let my guys down. We should have been able to win this race, but last I checked, it wasn't the Kyle Busch show. It was a nationwide race, and I was supposed to race him for the win.
It was a great race for you. At the end there, did you have any idea that the 88 was that close, Brian?
No, I didn't. I didn't know he was coming. I didn't know he was that close. We went down into turn 3 with coming to the white, and the 18 got me loose, and I chased it all the way up the racetrack, and by that time the 88 caught us. Once he got on my outside, I mean, I was already too loose anyway, you know, by myself, and then with him on the outside, I couldn't hold him off.
If he can make that work down on the inside, he's trying to make this pass. I think it's going to happen. Oh, man.
Up across the racetrack and contact with the 07 car.
Reed Sorensen gets a piece. That's Jason White. Oh, my good. Wow.
And hard lick right there. That's your points leader, folks, here for the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and he could be done for the night.
They're going to definitely be behind the wall a while right here fixing this car.
So Kyle out of the car, obviously frustrated. We'll head back to the trailer and try to gather his thoughts while his crew tries to get this car repaired and get the points leader back on the racetrack.
He came over the radio right when he got hit, and he just said that he had a tire go down. So he says we cut a tire, and you know, and he started coming down, and I don't think he just realized how close the leaders were behind him. And I hate it because, I mean, he did a great job qualifying the car. You know, the Kahne Chevrolet was doing a good job. It was his first time here, and he's a rookie. So, but you know, I don't think he just knew how quick the leader was coming on him. The spotter didn't even have time, okay, to say, hey, you know, stay high, stay high. He just cut a tire and he came to the bottom.
Thanks, Armando. That's pretty bad, but unfortunate for these guys. You know, we quit practice early thinking we had a great race car, and we were showing it there. We came from 15th to 1st, and real unfortunate that you know, that happened. I mean, I've made mistakes too, but you know, I guess the spotter just didn't see the leaders coming or whatever happened. But man, it stinks for these guys, you know, because they've done a great job today, and they deserve to win this thing about 4 or 5 times now. We just haven't had the luck to do it. So you know, we'll have to piece it back together and get out there and collect the points. It ain't going to be very much fun anymore.
You race around these guys that are learning, Kyle. How do you get a young kid like that to understand and do it right next time?
Well, I mean, sometimes you take for granted spotters, and you know, I've got the best one in the world. You know, he's great at what he does and really pays a big attention to what's going on, and always gives me as much information as I can take. And you know, Chase, I guess didn't have the spotter tell him that the leaders were bearing down. You know, stay high. But you know, if he had a flat tire or whatever, you know, it's just it's a rookie thing. You know, you live and you learn. It's his first time here. It's whatever. But you know, it took out a great race car today. It hurt the one car's chances at winning this thing. You know, Reed was good too. So you know, it stinks it's this early in the race that we're sitting here talking to you.
I mean, he told me, but the tire blew, and I was on the radio telling him that the tire blew, and we were having problems anyway because I bumped the corner coming out of 2, and it blew coming out of 4, and the car just kind of started turning down the track, and I was trying to hurry up to get out of the way because I knew they were back there somewhere when I saw them in the mirror. And unfortunate for Kyle that, I mean, I got into him. I feel bad for that. I heard a lot of fans were happy about it. That's how I know who I got into. But I just want to thank Kahne for being on the card tonight. It's my little cousin's birthday, and I just want to say happy birthday to him, and hopefully we can come back at Atlanta and do a little better next time.
Saw your hand outside the car. Was there any way that you could have kept the car up on the top side of the track?
No, not really. The whole steering wheel just kind of jerked out of my hand, and when I did that, that's when I tried to put my hand out the window.
Now here's Kyle's onboard camera, his roof cam.
Yeah, you can see right there, no contact. This is just agony right here. This is just a little more misery for your evening.
And Kasey Kahne, another driver like Jeff Gordon, who keeps finding himself at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to be happy with his teammate, because that's what created this whole mess.
There's Kyle Busch climbing out.
That's actually the 11 hauler he's walking up into.
Here's a look at it. There's Kyle in the middle.
Right here, I think you'll see a little contact, and this is what cuts Burton's tire down. But you gotta also see that the 33 was underneath of Kyle's. I can't really, you know, that's just close racing on a restart.
Here's a look from the helicopter.
Right there is where the tire got cut. That's
oh boy.
I don't know if that's
Jeff Burton and Kyle Busch. Harsh words, and all in one direction.
Whoa, you don't see Jeff Burton get mad like that very often.
He said I didn't race him very nicely, so he said I ran into him, and I don't know what I could have done to have made that work without touching him. His teammate, the 33, made me 3 wide getting into 1, and I held it as tight as I could on the 33, trying to stay off the 31. So I guess all that nice respect stuff he talked about earlier in this week's out the window. But I guess that's how I race everybody, is from what everybody says. But no, I mean, forget about that. This was an awesome night by these guys and his team. You know, Dave Rogers did a phenomenal job helping me and getting me a car that I could come back through the field like that. You know, we were really off when I made contact on pit road, and I can't thank M&M's Pretzels enough, and of course NOS Energy Drink, Interstate Batteries, Norm Miller, Toyota, everybody that helped us tonight.
Well, you know, Kyle made it 3 wide there on the restart, you know, trying to make something happen. I can't blame him for that, but the least he can do is stay off of me and cut the left rear tire. And you know, I like racing with Kyle, I really do. I enjoy it, but when he gets over aggressive and I pay the price for it, I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm just not going to put up with it. I don't mind racing with him. I don't mind him being aggressive, but I'm not going to be the victim of his aggressiveness. I'm just not going to put up with it.
And what did he say in return, Jeff?
Well, first he said he didn't hit me. Then he said he got put there. Then he said he had to go because he didn't mean to do it, okay? And he was trying to defend himself, and what he was saying wasn't making sense, but that's okay because he was upset because I was yelling at him. But, you know, he didn't mean to do it, but, you know, he's real aggressive, and I don't mind that. But, when, like I said, when it affects me, then I got a problem.
I think he might get him right here.
He's got him. Oh, the contact. And he takes the position back. Oh, Kyle, will he retaliate? Yes, he turns him. Joey Logano goes past. He gets through it. The caution is out. And there is damage to the points leader. All right, let's go back and look at it all.
They battled for about 10 laps here. You see Kyle got just a little bit loose there as he pulled up in front. Yeah, that's Bristol racing. You know, each one of them, you have to know that he's going to take that chance, but that right there is a payback, folks. That's all that is.
I had him cleared on the back, and I moved up in front of him, and instead of him doing an Earnhardt crossover move, he decided that he'd just run in the back of me and put me in the fence. So that's Brad Keselowski. So, you know, I went down to the next corner and dumped him. I mean, he does it to everybody else. Why can't I do it to him? So whatever.
It's hard racing, man. You know, going for the win. You know, I was on the outside. He was on the inside. He got a great run through 1 and 2, and he did a good job and got up, almost cleared me, and kind of took it for granted that I would lift to let him in line, and I didn't. So, you know, that's his right. I'm not gonna sit here and complain about it. We're gonna go to work with our discount Dyer Dodge and try to beat him next week and the week after and every other week.
Brad is watching the video right now, the replay of this. Brad, you're on probation. Do you think Kyle took advantage of that fact here tonight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I got my hands tied behind my back, but I'm not gonna complain about it. We're just gonna go to work and try to win races and win them the right way.
What's up, Bristol? Oh, y'all are so loving. Thank you. Kyle Busch, driver of the number 18 Double Mint Camry, ready to win it again. Brad Keselowski, driver of the Penske Racing Dodge. Kyle Busch is...
Here's the issue that he's talking about. He said Kyle was driving dirty. There's nothing to that. I think Todd was just upset he spun out. And
and that wasn't anything dirty there. But my point is, Kyle and Kevin both, they don't have to be here racing these trucks, and they're providing people with jobs, and they're making it fun for us to watch.
And they want to be here. And Kyle said before the race, this didn't interfere with anything he had to do this week in Atlanta, so hey, why not? And I appreciate the fact that he's here supporting this series, and I'm like you. I mean, that certainly wasn't driving dirty. Again, a poor choice of words by Todd.
The first person I got to thank is Kyle Busch for driving dirty, sucking me down, and getting me spun out to give us the gas. I mean, that's why we won the race. I mean, we had a great truck. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that thing, his Toyota Tundra was incredibly fast. When I got up behind Kyle, you know, we got aero tight, which that's what happens. And I backed off, just kind of riding there.
Here's Todd Bodine, and all of a sudden, in will walk in street clothes, Kyle Busch. And I think he might have been listening to our broadcast.
I'm sure he was listening to the broadcast where Todd said that Kyle was driving dirty. And Kyle took offense to those comments and came to Victory Lane to explain that to Todd. And in Kyle's defense, I don't think Kyle was driving dirty.
Poor choice of words, yes. I think, by Todd. Now, certainly, Kyle could, contributed to Todd's truck being sucked around, but that's racing. We see that happen all the time.
Yeah, he gave him plenty of room. He entered the corner, gave him room, and Kyle was just racing. So I understand Kyle being upset and wanting to explain that to Todd. Let me tell you something about that young man right there. You take him and Kevin Harvick both. They don't have to be here.
Yeah, it looked like Rudman got out of the throttle just a little bit, kind of feathering it.
Take a look.
Yeah, it sure looks like
turn 2 right here.
Yep. Rudman got the worst of it, but Kyle did get some damage on that left rear.
Car's destroyed. My steering wheel's knocked a quarter of the turn off. He bent the rear end housing, he bent the truck arm, he bent everything. I have a serious problem with what just happened. And I don't think anybody in the tower is going to do a damn thing about it. And if they don't, then we'll have a meeting afterwards.
We'll just focus on our stuff here. We'll get the best we can. The crew chief told them he better start wrecking people or he'd quit. So there's a big problem. But all we can do is control what we can control. We'll get another caution here. Let's be optimistic. I ain't optimistic about it. Realistic.
Kyle Busch is wearing out Jimmy Johnson's rear bumper. That's about the third time that he's hit him.
Why aren't you going to tell the 48? I wouldn't be his back bumper off if they would have let me go about 40 laps ago. I mean, let's just not with him too much, man. The last thing we need to do is get spun.
Here we go.
Looks like he may have got tapped. Can't tell who that was.
Like the 6 of David Reagan. I'm not sure if he got tapped or if Kyle just got loose getting down into the corner.
I just wondered if it was the 9 of Eric Almirola.
Yeah, I think it might have been the 9 that tapped him. That's what it looks like when you get tapped.
There's no doubt that he got hit right there. Yes, that's exactly what you have.
Kept it off the wall.
Hold your brake.
That's
Hold your brake.
He saved that car like that. Looks like Kyle might get back out. He might stay on the lead lap here. Looks like it was close.
Well, he's out in front of the pace car, so it looks like Kyle will stay on the lead lap. There is the pit outline, and look at the pace car. Now that blue line in the background, if the pace car is past that, he's drilled. Oh, and we just got word from NASCAR.
Back, Dave. Got 10 more. They're going to hold you one lap. They said we sped.
Fast.
They said we sped to keep from going a lap down.
You heard it there. They're going to hold him one lap.
Man, they actually changed right sides first. Now they're changing the left. Well, I mean, he was going to be a lap down either way. Well, I guess that's a little hand signal given the NASCAR official.
Said unsportsmanlike conduct. That's freedom of speech. They're going.
We all worked too hard for this. You're costing us. Parking for 2 laps.
You see Harvick racing Kyle Busch for position after they've made their stops.
Oh! He's hurting. Oh, man. Is that a misjudgment or is that a turn on purpose? Rusty, what do you think?
Well, it looked like Kevin was trying to dart back underneath them. He had a big run and just didn't quite clear him. It looked like a racing accident to me, but boy, it's awful.
They bumped earlier, though. Remember, they had some...
Makes you wonder.
Bring the car to pit road.
Wow.
See, Kevin tried to do that swap over.
Wow.
Yeah, you heard Kevin's radio.
So he pulled right in front of him. Wow.
And NASCAR telling Kyle Busch to pull the car over and stop on the racetrack.
Get out of the race car, bud.
So the fire crews can go attend to that.
Comes the fire truck. He's coming to your left.
Bud, you got to get out of it. You got to get out of it, man. You got to get out of it.
Look at that.
All right, there's the fire truck right there.
But it's up front at the motor. You got to get out of it.
All right, he's out, boys. He's out and he's okay.
I don't know. You know, Harvick pulled a slide job on me earlier in the day, and I crossed over and passed him clean, but apparently it wasn't in the time of day in order to do that. I don't know, but my guys work way too hard to be in this position and fight hard all day long to be put with a wrecked race car at the end of the year. You know, we wanted to come out here and finish strong. We felt like we had a top 4, top 5 car, and it just means so much to me, to those guys, that we come out of here with a good run like we were having, and it's very unfortunate. You know, it's just a guy that doesn't have his head on straight apparently today, and thought everything was good. Talked to him in the you know, in the pre-race and the drivers meeting and all that, but he's such a two-faced guy, it just doesn't matter.
He raced me like a clown all day, driving all over me, run all over my back bumper, and cut in front of me, and I didn't live.
Edwards to second on fresh tires. 4 to go this time.
4 to go and 3
Oh,
guys.
it's Boyer in the wall. Hard wreck. He stays out.
More wrecks down here. Turn 4. Big wreck.
Harvick in trouble.
Keep going.
Kyle says, you gotta have to. This ain't gonna happen too good.
There was a pass, there was contact, and then as Boyer went into the fence, Kyle Busch came and turned Kevin Harvick around.
We know Harvick is he plays rough, especially when the race is over with. I've seen him climb over people's cars to get to him.
We've got cars overheated. We've got drivers overheated.
And we got wrecked cars. And
Bobby Labonte crashed on the final lap. Harvick looking in his mirror. Shuts the switches off.
Something's going to have to give here, boys.
We thought it could be Newman and Montoya. Turns out it's Harvick and Busch. And they are still stopped way up at the turn 4 end of pit road as Regan Smith does his victory lap. And Harvick's going to put the steering wheel back on.
I think Harvick was getting ready to hop out of that thing. I think somebody must have gotten to him. No,
wheels off again. Here it comes.
He says, okay, this is enough. I'm going back here and we're going to have a little talk. And there goes his car. That car just took off.
I mean, it was tight racing after the restart there, and Harvick's up on the top a little bit loose, and I had to run, and I gave him room, and he kind of came off the wall. That's a bad angle, obviously, but you know, and then he lifted early to let me go into turn 3. I thought it was all good, and then he drives in the back of me there. So made my car loose all the way through the exit and just made a run for those 2 guys to get back on my inside, and then obviously Clint wrecked bouncing off of Harvick, and it was just uncalled for, you know, just unacceptable racing. And you know, it's in the last couple laps, but I gave him room off of 2. I didn't get the room, so just real unfortunate. I mean, I hated it. We tore up a few good cars there, and our double mint Camry was so good today that we should have ran up front, should have finished up front, but we kind of got marred back in traffic there and tried to fight our way back forward. So it was a really good, clean night. I probably passed the most cars tonight, but there was one I couldn't pass.
Kyle, understand now you're being asked to go to the NASCAR trailer. Is that correct?
Yeah, no big deal. That's fine. Good to hash it out now. Might as well.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, obviously we were just racing hard and doing what we had to do there at the end, and things happen.
Things happen, that's it?
That's it. What do you do? Good racing, I guess.
What'd you guys talk about? What got discussed in the truck?
Not much.
Oh, come on, Kevin. What got talked about?
Anything really to tell you other than not much.
Is it settled between the 2 of you?
You saw the end.
Kevin.
I don't know if we saw the end. I think we saw another chapter.
Things happen.
Things happen.
You know, I just wish I could have punched him in the nose instead of the helmet.
Harv, settle down, son. Settle down. I know it got ugly last week, but it got really ugly today in the media center. You guys were not holding back. You were going after each other, everything but punches.
Well, he's not going to get in a punching contest because he's scared of that. So it's where I was brought up, you know, if you're going to do stuff like that, you're going to have to get out and defend yourself. So you know how that stuff is.
Hey, let me ask you this. You brought that up where you grew up. Is this, you know, I've always believed that drivers have a code.
Yeah.
You know, can you give us an idea what is your code? I mean, what is Kevin's deal as far as racing somebody and somebody racing you? How do you handle it, and you know, what is it?
You know, I think when I grew up, you know, I grew up in Bakersfield, California, and it was a rough little place.
Streets of Bakersfield.
Yeah,
that's the reason why they call them the Bakersfield Basher.
Yeah,
it's you know, when you grow up short track racing, you know, you can beat and bang and do the things that you need to do, and really what started that whole mess was coming off of turn 2. I didn't even know who hit me in the door, but when they hit me in the door, I hung a left, and when that spot was gone, I was going to take it back, and it just happened to be the 18.
Yeah.
And I took it back, and I don't mind wrecking. I mean, I don't mind getting wrecked for wrecking somebody or doing whatever it takes. You know, sometimes you get wrecked and sometimes you don't. That part doesn't bother me. So, but the right rear part, when you get right reared on the straightaway, that's like throwing your gloves off in hockey.
Yeah.
Where I was brought up.
Elliott Sadler said that the other night. When you get into the right rear, particularly when you're going that fast on the straightaway, you have just said, I don't care. I mean, to your point, the gloves are coming off.
That's okay.
Yeah, you know about that, don't you, DW?
Oh, I know a little bit about that. I had to issue a time or two with.
You got right rear going into turn 3 at Richmond, didn't you?
I did.
That's right.
But what is it? You and Kyle Busch, y'all don't like each other, do you?
Not really.
I mean, and that's not fake.
That's not fake.
You're not just saying that because it's Friday night and you want to fight.
No.
You really don't like the guy. But that's kind of interesting to me because didn't you help him last year?
Well, that's the part a lot of people forget. You know, I gave him all the budgets and everything to get his truck team started, and he was still too dumb and he ran it into bankruptcy. So.
And did he steal Rick Rand, or did you let him have him?
No, he bought him.
He bought him?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wrote a check and we shipped him on his way.
Oh, man.
Wait, did you guys talk after the race up in the NASCAR trailer?
We did. We went up in the NASCAR trailer and not much was productive. So we went out and that was about it. There wasn't much.
He's coming off turn number 2. He's going to jump down to the bottom of the racetrack as they go down to turn number 3. He knows he's out of time. He's going to have to make it happen now.
Got aggressive and drove up the hill. He took that position away from Kyle Busch.
And I think he did it at the exact right time because that was the last lap. And this is after that battle. Kyle's going to pull up beside him and say, Joey, that's not how to do it. But
see the little bit of smoke there? That was tire smoke from the trucks rubbing together.
Now, unless you've been hiding in your garage, then you know the story. The past week has been in the garage area and been the dust-up between Kyle Busch and rival owner Richard Childress following last week's truck race in Kansas. On Monday, NASCAR issued a statement, and the message was loud and clear. Childress was fined $150,000 and placed on probation for the rest of the calendar year. However, he was not suspended from any NASCAR races. NASCAR also reiterated that Kyle Busch did nothing to violate the probation he is already on. Here is NASCAR's official statement. The penalty we have announced today, being Monday, for Richard Childress reflects NASCAR's response to the incident. We feel this action is appropriate and are confident all parties involved understand our position on the matter and will move forward appropriately. So as soon as Childress and Busch arrived at Pocono this weekend, both gave their side to the story. Here's what they had to say earlier in the weekend.
I guess the main thing is I take all the responsibility for my actions last week. I'm very passionate about this sport. I'm passionate about my race teams, our fans, and I let my emotions come in front of my passion. I agree that NASCAR should have done something with me. I don't agree that they didn't handle a situation that happened on the cool down lap. And with that said, You know, we had a lot of fans to send in donations last week to the towards our fine. I'm going to pay it personally, and all that money that's been sent in, it's still coming in. We're going to donate it to the Children's Institute for Pediatric Trauma. At least in every bad situation, something good will come out of it. And hopefully Kyle and myself will both end up learning something from this.
If he came to me and was so upset about it, I would have offered him money to fix it. You know, I'm an owner in this sport. I know there's going to be torn up equipment here and there sometimes, whatever. And that I will say that if I didn't roll out of the throttle, we both would have crashed. And that what brought it up, I guess, you know, me giving a congratulatory bump to Joey Coulter is what tipped him over the edge there. You know, I don't recall any time face-to-face conversation where Richard did tell me, if you touch another one of my cars, I'm going to come find you. I don't know if it was ever said in the media, but it was never relayed to me.
Here's what Kyle was referring to earlier, and that's the Childress team and Kyle Busch. I believe they've had some trouble in the past.
A little familiar, but you see, you know, Kevin runs him all the way down. Kevin's trying to protect that position. Kyle's trying to take it. But as we saw, Kevin ended up back in front of him.
Actually run him through the water.
Yeah, he
There's
did.
still some water down there somewhere.
Well, Kevin a little sideways off the corner.
Yeah, and Kyle got a really good run up off that corner. And Kevin took him all the way to the end of pit road.
And I do that one or two more times. I don't think Kyle's going to be as nice about it.
And here's Kyle going around him on the outside. I think, and it's like you say, when you have new tires and you're able to get that grip early on, you've got to maximize it. Kyle got a good run up off the corner. Kevin didn't want to give up that position. He thought he was passing somebody, but he just couldn't close the deal.
To add perspective on how difficult this racetrack is, right in front of these two drivers, Matt Kenseth, all three of them outside the top 20 in the running order.
Here he goes, getting another one.
Kyle Busch started on the pole last year, finished second. Inside of David Gilliland, crossing one more off his list. Let's go 2 for 1. He gets Kevin Harvick as well. Harvick pulling out there behind Kyle. Is that to suck up and get a little draft down this long straightaway?
I think that's more head games right now than it is anything to do with the draft. I mean, yes, you do that, but because of who's in the 18 car, I think all Harvick is doing right now is trying to mess with Kyle's head.
Stop playing games and actually race. I delivered the obvious message. We're the one getting run all over the place. Yeah, nice of them to try to warn both of us. There's only one operative guy that you got to warn. Thank you.
What an aggressive restart he had.
Oh! Kyle Busch into the wall hard. Elliott Sadler and Kyle Busch made contact. It's not going to be 4 in a row for Kyle.
Elliott ran up and sort of hit Kyle in the back to let him know he didn't like what he saw.
And there Kyle goes for retaliation. Hits the 24 of Elliott Sadler. Sadler goes around. This time the caution comes out.
Holy cow.
For James Buescher, because he'll start on the outside of row number 2 as we see Kyle Busch is out of his truck. Looks as though they won't go back out on the racetrack after being involved in the incident with Elliott Sadler. But again, James Buescher having a very good evening. We talk about when can he get to victory lane. This is a great opportunity for him to take second away from Jason White, because he'll be on the outside, and then he will have to battle with Kevin Harvick.
You know, one good thing about Jason White's truck, though, that's where he likes to run. He's been running on the bottom of the track while chasing Kevin Harvick down. By the way, it's desperation time. I mean, we got to go.
Look at the media swarming around the driver of the 18, Kyle Busch. There's bumping and banging on the racetrack, and well, there was a little bumping and banging taking place around Kyle Busch as he's trying to walk back to his hauler.
It looks like the Pied Piper, doesn't it?
Yeah, he has got a big crowd around him, and obviously he is not very happy as he's walking, trying not to talk to anyone. Right.
Well, we'll see if we can get with Kyle here. He does talk to the media a little bit. Kyle, obviously a frustrating night out there. I know it looked like it was retaliation. I know he had Saturday. Do you think he dumped you intentionally?
Yeah, sure he did. Where's his paycheck come from, Ray?
I got that one.
Just, you know, we were racing earlier tonight. I pulled a slide job on him. He ran into me 3 times after that. And then got clear of him for a while. And then on that restart there, I was trying to slide him, get up to the top. And Spider said I was clear. I was clear at the time. Maybe I was too late. But he hooked me anyway and wrecked us. So I'm not going to put up with it.
Before the wreck happened, do you think you had a truck good enough to win?
I don't know. Track position is way too important. You know, with these trucks here, the motors, the gears, everything we've got, it's the wrong tire for here. So just really hard to pass. But anything can happen. You know, you can certainly make moves through traffic. You know, I felt like we were probably the best truck here in practice, but it doesn't matter right now.
Moves up the racetrack. Ooh,
very close. Down to the apron goes Kyle Busch. Then he shoots up the racetrack, almost gets into the 31. And here comes Hornaday for second, trying to take that spot away.
How about that young driver, Ron Hornaday, trying to get by Kyle Busch here? Ooh, close.
Wide into turn 4. That moves Kyle Busch all the way up the racetrack. He has to catch it before he gets to the wall. And Hornaday catches the wall.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Caution is going to come out. Both drivers trying to get by. Looked like the 17 of Timothy Peters. They slid up the racetrack, and now Kyle Busch not happy at all.
It's all good, dude.
And Kyle Busch is going to turn over and 3 into the wall. The two trucks were trying to get by the 17 of Timothy Peters.
I think it was a 0-7.
Oh, the 0-7, excuse me.
Pencil, that's what I was getting at.
That is unbelievable. Yep. And that takes that 33 truck out of this championship hunt, I believe.
Hornaday coming in just 15 points back. Definitely in this championship hunt.
Go back to the 32 points on the lead of this championship in 4 races and have it all come to an end like that.
Obviously, Kyle Busch is really mad at Ron Hornaday.
The 18 and Kyle Busch parked for the race, and Kyle Busch and Eric Phillips. You will need to report to the hauler, the NASCAR hauler, at the conclusion of this race.
Oh, under green, I knew that, you know, Kyle knew there was a lap in there too. I moved up on the straightaway. He stayed on the corner panel, and I don't know. We just touched a little bit, I guess. I don't know. But he knows I'm going for a point still. I don't know why he didn't do it. But anybody got a cup card, he'll never win a championship again. I mean, this is just stupid. I mean, he knew what I was going for. He knew I was there. He had to lift too. I mean, if I'd have lifted, I'd have hit the back of the slower car, so slower truck, and it was kind of a big wreck. But he just drove me in the fence. I mean, just ruined a perfectly good race car.
Well, if you consider Ron was in the championship, maybe Ron could have played it a little bit smarter on lap 15 and checked up a little bit and given room to everybody around. You know, obviously, if you make it a 3-wide situation, I can't go up in the dirt. You know, I'm already on the outside lane. There's not 3 lanes out here right now. It's a truck race. It's the first race of the night here this weekend. And, you know, so if I just lay over and give up everything for Ron Hornaday, that's not Kyle Busch's fashion. I'm out here to win a race just as much as anybody else is. And when he races up on my inside, gets loose, and takes me up to the fence, I ended up losing my cool. And I've been wrecked 4 weeks in a row, and finally I just had enough of it. And so I'm sorry it was Ron Hornaday, and he's going after a championship. But the fact of the matter is, it's just, you know, you can't place all blame on one person. There was 2 people that got into it to begin with, and there was 2 people that ended it.
5, 4, 3, here we are. Just take 2, take 2. Tighten it up, tighten it up. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it, hold it. Go, 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 go. Put 4 on it, put 4 on it. You mother. All the way out, 4,400. And we're on sleazy tires.
So he can, and especially, oh, look out! More than that.
Yellowed out, yellowed out.
I think Brad's going to be happy about that
We'll
one.
just fast start finish here.
Race for second place.
See if you can get it cranked up rolling.
And 2 teams
Now I've got no
competing
power
for the Owners'
control.
Championship. Now, that is Brad walking directly toward Kyle Busch's pit.
Guys, use your head. Don't be silly. We don't drive the car. We just work on it. Be smart.
Well, you know, it was hard racing up until that, and it was good hard racing, Vince. That was probably going to be for the win. Without that yellow, it's doubtful the 18 would have made it, I guess. Maybe it would, but the odds were in the favor of whoever was going to win the battle between me and Kyle. So I'm sure Kyle knew that. He didn't want me to race him hard, so he just dumped me down the straightaway. So, you know, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, and I'm not going to stand for it. So, and he's got a lot more to lose than I do. I guess that's the only good thing about now being in the chase.
You know, there was a lot of moments where, you know, maybe I felt a little crowded, but there, the contact there that ultimately ended it, I just got real tight off of 4. I've been battling tight underneath them and behind them and everything else, and finally I thought I had a run, and I tried to stay in the gas so I could get a run on him and get to his quarter and side draft him down the front straightaway, and I got too tight, got inside his wake, and it just got too close to him, spun him out. So all in all, though, a good day for us. This Monster Energy Camry was fastest car there, that final run. Just got you know, got a little too close there one time, and didn't give myself enough room, and then of course that last restart sucked.
We know you two are fighting hard for this Owners' Championship here. Do you feel like you've complicated your life at all for the chase for the Sprint Cup?
Well, Brad Keselowski dumped me at Watkins Glen, and I persevered and let him and Jimmy battle it out. I had an opportunity to wreck him a few times in the chase, and I was the bigger man. And if he wants to take it over to the other side of the garage area, then whatever. But you know what? I've got more class.
Busch involved in this one, and that's rather interesting appearing.
Looks like it was Martin Truex. Well, they may have had some contact earlier and later. What that's all about. It certainly changed the outcome of this race for Kasey Kahne, though.
Yes, it did.
And did they have to come to pit road?
I don't see any other way they can't. They have to. I mean, it's just tires worth so much. I think whoever wins this race will make a pit stop right here.
Well, certainly bizarre circumstances with Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. there. And I agree with your statement, altering the outcome of this race and putting out the caution flag. And as I suspected there might be, there's Martin Truex Jr. around the 18 of Kyle Busch.
They've gone through the travel, entering turn 1. You can see they get together. As 88 tries to open up the arc a little bit to try to help his entrance. Gets into the side of the 54 just a little bit. Then a little bit later.
Yeah, a few laps later, you see the 88 runs down pretty low. The 54 kind of chases him towards the grass, gets in the right side door. They bang a couple more times as they leave the tri-oval. They're just stuck side by side. Seem to be both getting frustrated being stuck in that position.
And then a little contact from the 88. Hit him in the back bumper, got him sideways.
Kyle got mad because he got into it with his teammate off turn 2 on the start, and it shuffled him back to where I was. So then I'm racing to try to get by him. He's down on me in the corner, so I'm up against him on the straightaways, just doing normal stuff. And then he starts beating on me down the back and then the front, and then I overdrove turn 3 and got into him. But it was I don't know why he started beating on me, other than I think he was just frustrated because his teammate kind of used him up just a little bit and then got away from him off turn 2.
You don't expect anything like this to carry over into the Cup Series on Saturday night, do you?
I would hope not. I don't know why he would want to have that battle. I mean, he wrecked me 5 times, I think, a couple years ago, you know, and put me in a bad position for those 2 years when he was doing that. So, yeah, I don't think he wants that battle on Sundays.
Crew Chief Adam Stevens has rallied the team and put them to work behind the wall, getting ready to bring the 18 in, perhaps to do service on it behind the wall at the right opportunity.
Something broke there. Yeah, he went sideways and it's broke, and now the caution's going to come out for the 18. Contact as well.
Oh, Larson in it. Kyle Larson's in it.
Kyle Larson got caught up in it, the 46. Justin Allgaier, Martin Truex Jr. involved.
You see Kyle Busch's obvious disappointment. Good car. You know, really, until this mechanical issue, maybe that is why the foregun. We don't know if that's why Kevin Harvick has been able to run him down.
I don't know, it's a shame. You know, last few times we've been here, we've had really fast M&M's Toyota Camrys, and we haven't been able to finish. You know, we've been having parts failures here. So something we got to address and fix. I'm really tired of losing races here with parts falling apart. So they'll hear about it on Tuesday. But the person that's really the biggest moron out there is the spotter of the 46 and the driver of the 46. I've been wrecking for half a lap, and they just come on through and clean us out. That's stupid. So, I don't know. Frustrating day. Let's go home.